What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and we have more evidence that Ubisoft is completely screwed, as their stock price remains in the shitter, and their games that have come out this year continue to underperform. A feeling of dread must be washing over them because the only thing on the horizon for them at this stage is more pain.
Bitch. You don't have a future.
The next Assassin's Creed game after Shadows is a game that is codenamed Assassin's Creed Hexe, and it looks like complete and total dog shit. It's a game filled with magic and witches and other crap like that, which is a complete departure from what people want and expect from a title of this IP. They used to have restrained amounts of magic and mysticism in the games. It only showed itself in little bits, giving the games a grounded feel, but now it's completely in your face along with, apparently, LGBT messaging, because of course there is.
I am shocked! Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
The game is set during the Salem witch trials and features a coven of lesbian witches because for some reason that aesthetic really seems to appeal to the woke crowd, but we saw how poorly that shit was received with Star Wars The Acolyte, and Agatha all along isn't exactly doing wonderful either. Ubisoft hasn't had time to course correct after the anti-woke financial bloodbath of 2024, and it will be a wonder if they even survive long enough to see that course correction come to fruition, if they're even planning to do one. Companies like Ubisoft thought that they could shove this progressive messaging down our throats, but gamers have stood firmly against them this year, and we have shoved financial failure down their throats.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul!
Swallow this.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, where I keep a list of woke and DEI infected games pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle on the platform is Dr. Disaster 1. Anyhow, Assassin's Creed Hexe, which isn't the final name for the game most likely by the way, it's kind of a working title, a code word, kinda like Codename Red was the unofficial working title for Assassin's Creed Shadows. But whatever, Assassin's Creed Hexe is coming out after Assassin's Creed Shadows, and this game seems like it will be well and truly cooked if 2024 is anything to go by. The thing is, I am struggling to think of even one woke success from this year. I'm sure there's something, but I can't think of it. The cultural worm has turned, and Ubisoft is pretty far behind the curve on this, because not only do they have Assassin's Creed Shadows set to come out and fail in about 4 months, but the following year, 2026, they will have this Assassin's Creed Hexe game, and I cannot imagine a world where this thing will succeed. The woke crowd really love the witch coven aesthetic, I think at least partially because it plays into their desire to be constantly seen as victims. The Salem witch trial setting makes the characters in Assassin's Creed Hexe a group of persecuted people, which is, strangely, what these pity farmers are going for. But there's talk now that this game will be the gayest Assassin's Creed ever. In a recent video, Endymion, who does really good work by the way, and I'm gonna link his video on this topic in the description, but in his video he said, I was also told that the next Assassin's Creed, which is called Hexe, which is set during the Salem witch trials, was being internally claimed and, get this, to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. Didn't Lucasfilm say exactly the same thing about Star Wars The Acolyte right before their lesbian space witch shenanigans were laughed right off the screen? On the one hand, I wonder if these people at Ubisoft will ever learn. But on the other hand, maybe that isn't fair because these projects take so long to make that I suppose they just haven't had time to course correct. But when it comes to fairness and Ubisoft, I don't really give a shit. They deserve all the scorn and mockery that we can throw at them. After all, they had the golden goose with the Assassin's Creed franchise, and they blatantly have told fans to go F themselves and turned it into a soulless corporate cash grab filled with progressive crap, tailored to the modern audience. So yeah, I guess I'm just not too worried about being fair to this dogshit company that hates consumers. Anyhow, Endymion also said, I'm told that it only has a single female protagonist, and it's also the most fantastical Assassin's Creed yet. There will be lots of mysticism, and will also have, as they said, very striking visuals. I don't know if that means an entirely different art style or anything, but this is what I was told. And to kind of go along with what he said, this article here from Insider Gaming from a few months back described some footage of the game they were permitted to see. They described this by saying that Elsa, who is apparently the game's main character, but Elsa is seemingly being hunted by 16th century German soldiers and uses a spell to possess a nearby cat. The player then controls the cat and uses it to distract the soldiers by knocking over a glass bottle, which smashes on the ground and diverts the soldiers' attention. The gameplay provided to Insider Gaming depicts a dark and gloomy setting in the cobbled streets of the city. I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds stupid as hell in an Assassin's Creed game. That's cringy as hell. But anyhow, Endymion also said, I was told it will still be an open world action game like the other ones, but from what I've been told, it is the biggest departure yet for the series. My sources claim that Hexe is very, very female power oriented. We are talking lots of lesbian relationships and female characters. It has witch covens and apparently very little masculine presence within the game. Yeah, that's gonna sell like shit. Over and over, we have had to teach these people lessons this past year or so. Woke crap is being rejected and selling like shit, while games that feature masculine heroes and feminine heroes, and heroes just not pushing agendas, but just entertaining stories and gameplay, that stuff is selling amazingly well. Black Myth Wukong and Space Marine 2, for example, were massive hits. A smash hit like that would do wonders for Ubisoft. They need an infusion of cash after their last few games have cost them so much money. After all, they have been operating at a loss this entire decade, banking on the likes of Skull and Bones, Star Wars Outlaws, and Assassin's Creed Shadows to bail them out. Their stock price is in the toilet, and they need a major hit, but this game is the opposite here of a course correction. Assassin's Creed Hexe is them steering the Titanic right toward the iceberg that has sunk them, and I think it is hilarious. I don't know if the company will survive long enough for them to actually do the course correction they so desperately need. Any game that they started to develop this year wouldn't come out until 2028 or so. I'm just not thinking they can hold out that long, but I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of Assassin's Creed Hexe and Ubisoft into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.